Hey there, I'm Jennifer,
And I'm Jackie.
and welcome to Slightly Unsupervised. We're best friends, business partners, and the chaos behind bestimony, a ceremony we created to celebrate the kind of soulmates who don't come with a marriage license.
This podcast is all about that friendship energy, the deep stuff, the messy stuff, and the laugh till you snort stuff.
So whether you're driving, folding laundry, or hiding in your car for some peace and quiet,
You're in good company. Let's get slightly unsupervised. All right, today our episode description is all fun and flirty until you both catch feelings. In this episode of Slightly Unsupervised, me and Jen are going to break down what happens when two best friends fall for the same person. Is there a girl code? Is it first come, first kiss? Or is it no one wins when besties become rivals? Because love triangles are messy, and when your best friend is on the other side, it's not just a crush, it's a crossroads.
yeah, so we had somebody write in and ask us to talk about this, that both her and her best friend have caught feelings for the same person and what you kind of do in that. So just a little background. It started as a joke. They both thought he was cute. One laughed, he's totally my type. And they thought they were just playing around. And then soon enough, she started texting him and he started texting me, and they found myself checking his stories, wondering if she had seen them too. Suddenly I wasn't laughing anymore. We both said it out loud that we never said it out loud, but something shifted. It was a weird thing between us. The tension was quiet but real, and now we're both pretending it's fine. And we both don't want we both want the same thing, and it's going to get weird. So the truth is, I don't want to compete with my best friend, but I also don't want to step aside. So I'm afraid we're either going to both end losing something, either the guy or each other, which 100% when you put a boy in between best friendships, I think for sure what happens when best friends don't like the same person and no one wants to lose could be a real dilemma in a friendship world, because anybody else really that, they're interested in gets involved in the middle of it certainly can make it a complicated process. Jack, have you ever had any experience with Jackie and I do not like the same type of humans, so
We don't have
boy,
that issue.
we don't have that issue at all.
Right, right.
In fact, in high school, I don't think either one of us really cared if we had a boyfriend or not. I had a boyfriend and you had a boyfriend right after high school for probably senior year and on, but it's never a thing for us. If we liked a boy, it was never the same boy. And I don't even
And
know if we
that's
really
when you think about it, I mean, we're talking about high school, we're not talking about as we're older. I don't know what
sure.
the age is here. But and we didn't have much of a pool to choose from.
That's true. Like we lived in
So
a
yeah, a small mountain community with, our class was 200 and something people.
yeah.
So
There's a code up there that says that it's a shallow pool. So we did have to crisscross and people had to share boyfriends and girlfriends, and you just really couldn't hold that against anybody because there just wasn't enough people to go around for everybody. So but
exactly.
thankfully
But
you
I
and
think
I
it changes when you get to an older age.
yeah, when you get an
Definitely.
older age, maybe.
Like,
Although
because you could be yeah, go ahead.
you really could be it's hard because there is a bigger pool when you get out of high school, right? I mean, I get it when
Mhm.
you're in a small community like we were, it's hard
And
to
you
be
move off.
very yeah. And then and it now, I mean, good Lord, can you imagine now with the amount of people out there and the way you can communicate with them now with social media and all these apps they have for all these dating things, like it's
Right,
got
because if you do have the same personality with a friend and you're on the same app, you could end up going out with the same person or chatting with the same person,
I
right?
know, yeah, and you may not discuss every person you go out with and be like, "I'm gonna go to coffee with
Mm-mm.
this guy," and I mean, maybe best friends would. I suppose we probably would have said that to each other, but you could end up with the same dude, I guess. I mean, it's a possibility for sure, even more now. I mean, before after we left high school, we went to bars, right? That was where you met potential
Right.
humans or
Clubs,
work.
bars.
Clubs, bars,
Yeah,
but
or
work,
work, right?
or somebody knew
Exactly.
somebody and said, "Oh, I think that guy'd be cute. Good for you," or whatever. I mean, that's how I met my first husband
Now it's
too.
like you're not supposed to go out with anybody you work with. That's like a rule now. So it
Was it?
really that's
Fraternization?
yeah,
Can't fraternize with your
no.
makes sense. It makes
So
it
at least back when
complicated.
we were younger, you could, because we did. I did. I know you did. So
Yeah.
but these
Yeah.
days, I have a niece and where she works, she's dating her boss, but they can't tell anybody. It's gotta be hush hush. Mm,
Well, that is
yes.
complicated, and that
Uh-huh.
is a bad situation because that's he's in charge of
Uh-huh.
her, and she
'Cause,
could it's
she went home and was visiting yeah, she was visiting with my brother and sister-in-law, and I said, "Guy, that was funny, like, there's a lot of pictures of my niece that are, just with her girlfriends or with you guys, but I thought her boyfriend was coming." "Oh, he did." "Okay, well, how come there's no pictures? Like, is he married or, like, what's going on?"
Oh, geez.
And my brother's like, "No, it's her boss, and they could get into trouble. Nope, they keep it on the down low." I'm like, "Well, that'll be interesting if it ever comes back out or it comes out, then what do you do?"
Yeah.
Because they almost got caught at the grocery store, my brother was telling me together,
Gosh, so
and
they
so they
really
kinda played it off.
yeah, I could see that. You're not supposed to date somebody that's your superior,
Yeah.
especially at work, because it gets very complicated if that goes awry. And you know who's really on the line for that? The boss.
Mhm.
He's the one that's really the one that could damage his career because she could look
Yeah,
like
but you know how girls are so catty too, so if there's other females, I mean, luckily she works in a place where it's mainly males, we know that,
yeah,
but just like the other females, dating the boss, trying to move up. I could just see it.
yeah,
I guess men
right.
do that too. It's not just women, but women are really bad.
Men get shaded for taking advantage of somebody
Mhm.
because they're
Being the
superior to
boss.
him, and the women
Mhm.
always get blamed for being whores because they're sleeping with their boss. That's welcome to America. That's how that works there. So, anyways, but
Yep.
in this instance, I think that, if two people I can think of one couple of friends that I have that this happened to them. They used to go to the same bar and they used
Mhm.
to go country western dancing and they both ended up catching feelings for the same guy. And it ended up, I think, destroying their relationship, to be honest with you. They're not friends to this day. And it may stem from other things that happened in that, but it's still that was the main culprit for ending this friendship, that one felt like the other one stole this guy from her, and it just never and the other girl ended up marrying him and quite happy, but,
I know who you're talking about now.
yeah, so it's
That was too, and she still has bad feelings, she still would talk about it. The
too
one
bad.
that she swore that she took him, and when you talk to the man that was in the instance, was in the situation, he was like, "No, that is not how it happened." It
Right.
was very different than what the one that's angry was
Yeah,
thinking in her head. Yeah.
right. He was probably just trying to be nice to them both because they were best friends,
Friends,
so, yeah, he
just
was
like
trying
us.
to
Think of things
yeah.
like when we would go out with guys, like, you know, like, let me think of, like, remember the fireman? Remember the fire remember how
Oh, yeah, yeah,
nice
yeah.
he was to you and all that? Like, he was totally, but he's like, "Okay, that's your best friend. I didn't think
Right,
anything of it." And, of course,
right.
I never worried about you getting feelings for the same person, but you know what
No.
I mean?
Yeah.
But all of them except for one, pretty much always try to be super nice to you also
That's right,
because they knew
because I
better.
was, like, a main source of yeah, except the one I
Mhm.
don't like.
Yeah,
The one
exactly.
I never liked.
So that what does that tell you?
Still don't like that one. Anyways, but yeah, I think that this could be a very sticky situation. I've seen it happen, not with us, but I've seen it happen with other people.
Right.
I personally, I value my friendships. I think boys come and go, especially, when you're not married, you're just dating, like they're always just sort of coming and going. I
Right.
don't think I would ever put a boy in between. I don't think I would ever do that. I value my friendships with my girlfriends way more
Yes,
than I would if you want the boy, have the boy. There's more
exactly,
boys.
exactly. And
That's
I hope it
just
doesn't get to that situation where you have to say that either.
yeah,
Like, "Oh, well, if you want him that bad, then I'll let him go." Hopefully, like, if I don't know, like, I think we would even know who the other person is, that
yeah.
you wouldn't get the feelings, you know what I mean? You stay away from those feelings, but
Well, if one claimed it, let's just say we go to a place and we find somebody and we're both like, "Ooh, that guy's cute." It wouldn't happen with us, I don't think, but let's just say it. And
okay.
then you said to me at that point, you're like, before I say anything, I just think it, go, "Oh my god, he's so cute. I like him." Or something like that.
Mhm.
Immediately for me, I'd be like, "You just claimed him. I'm out." How would
Exactly.
that happen for you if I was the first one to say, "Ooh, I like him. I think he's cute. I'm gonna see what" like, wouldn't you think the same thing? You'd just be like, "Yep,
Yep,
that one's out."
definitely.
I
Yep,
just I
she's
just think
going for that.
there's too many boys, there's too many relationships, doesn't have to necessarily be with a boy, but there's just too many relationships to make that a deal.
Right.
I think best friends come along and you vibe with somebody and you're very in tune with them and you're paired well and all those things, and those are that's a pretty special relationship, and it should be treated like that. Like, you're not gonna find another best friend, like, it just doesn't happen that much. You can be friends with a lot of people. We all friends with a lot of people, but I mean, like, the real connection of, like, a
Mhm.
best friend is pretty rare, to put one over a boyfriend that I think you can. I mean, I don't know, most people
I
fall in
guess
and out.
I was accused. I was accused
You were?
of t yeah, I forgot about that. Oh gosh. Certain things you wanna put in the back of your mind.
Sure. Certain
Because in
things
your
like,
mind,
"We're
you're
not
like,
talking about that, talk about that."
that's not the way it happened, but if you think that's how it happened. But actually, my husband now,
Current husband.
um well, I had a friend and she was they weren't dating, like, he never even said they were dating,
Right.
and so I hung out with them a few times together, and she wasn't a good friend, so let's get that straight too. It was called,
Acquaintance.
accommodating a kind of friend because I had divorced, and so I was single, and so going out with your married couples all the time does not work
Right.
out. You
Right.
end up finding single people. So, I had went out with her a few times, and he had been there, and that was it, and we would text too because she'd be at my house, so if he couldn't get her, he would text me, or he'd just text and ask me how I was doing, which, okay, I don't maybe I shouldn't have done that, but
Yep. Now taking
now that
back.
I look back, oops, sorry. But anywho, he always said they weren't he was, like, dating other people, he wasn't just
Right.
dating one person because he
Right.
had went through a divorce and stuff,
Right.
and
Right.
she wasn't as new in a divorce, she'd been divorced for a while. So anyways, she had broken off with her and pretty much said, nothing was going on, and then, like, a couple months later, he asked me out,
Mm.
and so I went on a date with him, and then that was it.
Okay, but let's
So
go
I
through
guess
that for a minute because I wanna clarify this because there's a difference between a boy and a friend that you have and the boy and your best friend. Like, I
Mhm.
think the boy and the best friend are gonna be your best friend is, like, high level and your husband's high level, right? These are 2 high level people in your life, and then there's the stacking below that. There's, like, your friends, your acquaintances, people you kinda know, then you have your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. So, like, you're not in, like you weren't in, like, a position of, like, this relationship that you had with this girl was going to affect this
No, because I
relationship.
had even broken off because she had done a few things that kinda made me a little sketchy on her,
Yeah.
and so I had broken off that friendship, but
So,
then he would still text me every once in a while, but they weren't even doing anything with each other anymore,
they weren't
supposedly.
dating
I
each
mean,
other
that's
at
what
all.
no, no.
Yeah.
But then as soon as she found out, as soon as it kinda got out there that we were dating, I got some really mean texts where I had to block her because she was like, "I knew you liked him. I knew you were blah, 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 all this." And I'm like, "Girl, this has not even happened for 2 months after you guys were, like, not even going on
Right.
dates anymore.
Right.
So don't go there."
And this is back on that mountain where the pool is shallow, just a
Yes,
FYI. But she wasn't your
we're
best
back
friend,
up
guys.
there.
Yeah, it
No, she
wasn't.
wasn't. And I
Yeah.
had already and no, obviously, because the things that she pulled with me were like yeah, I'm not gonna say what they were, but it was like, just things you don't do,
Right.
kinda things, so
Yeah.
anywho.
So you went out, you guys whatever, you guys are married quite happily for many years now, so clearly that was
Yeah,
a thing, but, yeah, I think though that, there is a little bit of a fine line on the best friend part of it. I think that,
right,
we all come across that where you could have like somebody that somebody else likes them or something, and that gets a little weird, and you'll have to sort that out, but in the space of a best friend, like, best friend, that's a no-go, like, you gotta just back down. I think that would be my advice to anybody in this situation, back down. And let
mhm,
that be. Let that boy filtrate through the system, and he probably will end up being gone anyways. I mean, it's not every time you go out with somebody, you end up with marrying this person in there forever. But if you have a best friend and that best friend likes somebody and you like that somebody too, and they told you first they liked him or claimed him first, then I think that's
right.
your cue to back down. It's not worth the best friendship, I don't think.
No, no, definitely not.
You're not gonna find a you can find friends all day long, you can have acquaintances, you can have people that you generally like to spend time with, but to be in a best friend position where somebody knows you that well and is that close to you, it's one of those things you just have to if I had to give advice, I would say back down.
Right,
You're not gonna win this, neither one of you are gonna win this, and if, you'll go on and there'll be other people. So, move on.
mhm,
And I think that's respecting your best friend, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices for that.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can't just worry about thy own self. And if,
Yep.
you know, if they
And in this one and
what if she
go
goes
ahead.
out with him for a while and she's like, I don't think so. I don't like him very much. Like, he's not my guy." What is the cue there? Is that like, is this door open again, or is this still a closed door?
I feel that's a closed door because now if you start hanging out with this guy and this is your best friend and they've had, sex and everything else, they've had that little bond where do you really wanna be hanging out with your best friend when you know she's been sleeping with him too?
No.
Because then you yeah, right, exactly. So it's kinda like I think that's off limits then, like, because then you're, gonna have to hang out with him without her. And then you're giving up your best friendship to go be with this guy, and a guy's not worth it.
No.
Just not worth it, not for
Just
my
not worth
with my
it.
best friends.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it couldn't really even wait till they maybe if they went to coffee, didn't like each other, time went on, maybe something, but
Maybe something small like that.
yeah, but if
But
they
then if
have,
they're
like
flirting with each other, they probably figured out, like, it's, from what I was getting, they kinda were both talking to him on, their social media, again,
mhm,
causing problems,
yeah,
and,
it does, 100%.
and then it started getting to, where one was joking around, but one was jealous.
Mhm.
So and you can tell, I could if I'm around a best friend and I feel like I would know if one of you are getting jealous, if there was a guy there and that we were both interested, I tell by the way you're talking or
Yeah,
acting if that's.
right,
So
right.
at that
It's
point, it's
that
like,
best
I need to back down, there's something else going on here.
right, that's that best friend intuition, like,
Intuition,
"You
exactly.
like him? I could tell you like him." You would know before there was a word said to it because I think there's an intuition there that you just know. Yeah, I think that you have to preserve the friendship over the whatever relationship could be coming down the pipeline because like I said, I have these friends that, they're still not friends over this, and you've said that the husband himself has said that that was misguided. That's the other thing too, like,
Mhm.
just be careful, y'all. The girls will get in the middle of your friendships or your relationships, and they can be detrimental, but guys can too, and if there's a guy that is available to 2 people at the same time or giving vibes to 2 people at the same time, y'all gotta be careful with that too because
Yeah,
it's
because
a
he could be doing
little
that with someone else too, with other people.
yeah, like, rather than fighting about this guy over each other, like, maybe stop and take a step back, be like, "Wait a minute, is this guy, like, chronic with this? Like, is this something he does on the constant and this is, like, his thing? He just needs attention?" I mean, shit, that happens all the damn
Right?
time.
And
Some
those are
guy
the
just
one
wants
those are
attention.
not the ones that are gonna commit to just you. They
No.
want lots of attention.
I would say that if I had a daughter, and you and I don't have daughters we have daughters, but not daughter-in-laws. And you have stepdaughters, but anyways, but if I was gonna give advice to, my daughter, be like, "Look, the guy is like a guy that likes you, really likes you, he only has eyes for you. There is no
Mhm.
debating in the beginning if he does or doesn't like you. You'll know, like, those are the ones that you wanna spend your time interested in, and if you have a best friend and this guy's playing the line between the 2 of you to figure out which one of you might be more interested in him and he likes the attention from both of you, that ain't it. That's like a waste of your time in general to begin with. Like, move on to somebody else. Like, that is not a person that's good for anybody. He's just
No,
anybody who needs that much attention is not a good person to be involved with, period. And
I
that's
agree.
that's
Definitely
pretty
agree.
common, so just be thankful that, if you have a good best friend that will back down and let you figure that out if you need to figure it out and then moves on and says, "Yeah, I told you that guy was probably not gonna be good for us, so you can't hold it against him either if you let it." If you step down and you let your friend have him, you gotta
And
let go of
hopefully you're not yeah, and hopefully you're not competitive and best friends and no one wants to lose. Because then what happens? Ooh, that's
I
scary,
don't
then you lose
know.
your friendship. Because 'cause we're all very competitive, but not in that way, you know what I mean?
Not yeah, I know.
My kids joke about how competitive I am, but,
Really?
uh, oh, yeah. When we play games, they're just like, "Oh, what's mom gonna start calling us as soon as she starts losing?" It's always, "Bitches, you're all after me."
Well, that's like
You can
Shell.
ask them without me saying a word, I know, it's just like I know, and Michelle or me and Rick, beat Rick and I beat, Michelle and Pete at cornhole when we were
Oh
up
gosh.
last camping, so we're
Oh
gonna have to have
gosh.
a I'm sure they're gonna want a rematch next weekend when we go camping again.
Michelle's the funniest. Michelle is super competitive. She's super chill. This is the one we always talk about, super chill, just chill shell.
Uh-huh.
But she's super competitive. I swear when we were roommates, she joined Weight Watchers for a little while. She was trying to lose weight or whatever. Man, it was a competition. They just did their weigh-ins, and Michelle was like, it's like, "I'm gonna win." Like, I'm like, "It's Weight Watchers, for God's sakes, Michelle, like, let it go. Nobody
I'm the same
nobody
way,
wins."
so I'm telling
She
you.
had to win that competition, like, she had to lose the most weight every week, like, it was a thing for her, so
Well, good
be
for her,
careful.
though.
I know, so but I don't think we've ever been I've never seen Michelle compete, like, I just don't see
We're
it's
not over people,
not
we're
enough
people.
boys, like, there's certain things to compete with, but boys ain't one of them. So
She
I
is
think
also another one that it's a whole 'nother. I don't think any of us have husbands that are the same.
yeah,
It's like they're all different,
they're all
like,
different,
different,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
mhm.
Totally. It's so interesting. I've never thought about that till this discussion. And they're all good in their ways, you know what I mean? Like, there's no it's just, we're very blessed, I guess I'm gonna say.
We
That's for
are,
sure.
we also grew up in the '20s, we were also teenagers and 20-year-olds together, and we still didn't have this problem, so,
Yeah, true.
again, I think there's too many boys in the world, and I think if you have a best friend, you better pull back on that one and just let that go because it's not worth winning, it's not what do you win? If you won, let's say you won and the guy liked you better and you ended up with him and you don't have a best friend anymore, what did you win? You won the
And then
boy.
you and the boy break up.
Yeah, and now you got
Then you're
neither
really
one
at
of
a
them.
loss.
Yeah. You picked one and none of them are, so
Mm,
I think it's just, it's a best friend thing and it's a code and there is a girl code there and the girl code is back down. That's my opinion of it.
mhm.
And keep
True.
the best friend and move on, so anyways, let's go to the bestie rapid questions. Jack, who's more likely to flirt without realizing it? You.
Yeah.
You are.
Okay, yes, we've had this conversation recently.
It's just because 'cause you're nicer than me. I'm like,
I
"What?
know,
What
my
do you want?"
husband says the same thing. And my husband says it, and he's like, "No, I'm not jealous or anything." He's like, "It's just you're just so friendly that sometimes people take it wrong."
Yeah, I think that's
And,
true.
like, remember, like, the messenger I was getting? I forgot to tell the other girls about it, but I need to tell them. Anyways, and I was getting that message back and forth from somebody from high school, and I'm, like, laughing and reading it to my husband, and he's like, "He's flirting with you." I'm like, "No, he's not, he's married." Like, I'm thinking, "I'm married? You read the texts, I'm just going and you're all, 'Jackie, you're naive.'" Like, "Remember when we were in Vegas?" So, yes,
He
that is
definitely
mine.
he's definitely barking around a tree a little more than normal people would, like, it's not a
And
normal.
to help defend myself on it, I grew up with all boys, cousins, and
Mhm.
brothers.
And brothers, yeah.
So, you remember, I had a lot of guys that I had friendships with,
Yeah, you did.
really good, like, girls.
Yeah,
They where people thought things were happening with us. I got accused by one girlfriend that she
yeah,
thought something was happening with us, and nothing ever did,
right.
but it was just the way I am and friendly and, I guess, touchy, like, I'll touch your arm. I guess that's a thing that you shouldn't do. Just,
Yeah, don't
you
touch
know,
people,
I
Jack.
used to punch. I used to hit people, like, hard and do it when I'm laughing, when you're joking around.
You're like,
So now
smack him in
I
the eye.
stopped it. So then I
Yeah.
stopped it to where I had to put my hand and I'm laughing with them, and I'm like, "Okay, now they're saying that that's, like, a flirting." I'm like, "Great. See, I can't do nothing. Just Jackie, put your hands in your pockets and don't do anything."
Well, I think you're just a natural, like, person that is just, friendly, so you can tell that especially at our age, if some guy has not been talked to very nicely for the last 20 years from his wife, so he's like,
And then Jackie comes in, is like, "Oh,
"Yeah." It's like,
super
"Hi,
nice."
how are you? Oh my god, so good to see you." Oh
Touching
my
your
god.
shoulder, hugging you.
Yeah. He's like, "My god, somebody likes me again." So,
I'm very lucky that my husband's very secure.
yes,
He
totally.
knows it wouldn't go
So,
anywhere.
yeah. I don't from a friendship thing in our friendship, who's more likely to flirt, we have another one that's pretty flirty too that probably get nailed for this one too, but as far as me, no, you're not gonna get it out of me. I'm pretty, like, closed off anyhow,
Yeah, there's
so
2 of us. There's 2 of us,
there's
yeah.
2 of you, yeah. Okay,
But I
who
don't realize I'm doing it, or maybe she doesn't either. She probably doesn't either. It's just the way we
no, it's
are.
just it's just a natural
Yeah,
way of being. Like, it's just
yeah,
it's your personalities really that it
yeah.
is. It's
It's
not
no, like, we're not trying to do anything wrong.
no, but it comes
I'm
off
sitting here
that
trying to defend myself.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying if
I
it's
swear
between you and
I
I,
would not do it. I promise I would.
I'm saying if it's between you and I, it's you for sure. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
we've said it. I'm a little more like, what? What?
Yeah.
What do you want?
You're sitting
Like,
there looking at your phone while I'm sitting there talking to him, and you're just like, "What? Yeah.
what do you
We
want?
gotta go now. We gotta
Like,
go. Get me a
it's true.
beer."
Give me a beer. I'm over this thing. Like, I'm over this situation.
And
Can
then
we
you get
move
your
on?
beer, and you're like, "Let's go."
All right. Who'd back off first to protect the friendship? I think both of us would.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I
one
think
or the other. I don't think that either one of us would care that much
we've
about
never
it.
fought over a man. Who'd say,
It's not
"Screw it. We're both grown. Let the best woman win"? Neither?
neither.
No way.
No.
I just
it's not good girl code. I don't
It's gonna
know.
be scary when we all get in because I don't know if we've told the story, but all of our 5 best friends have said that when we all get older and all of our husbands die, because we just assume because women live longer, that we're gonna
We'll
be
all be together.
alive. So we're gonna go to an old folks home. So
Right.
it'll be interesting how we handle that when there's
Right.
only a small pool of men now
I
on
think
our
that we
attention.
I think we make a pact now that says when the 5 husbands have passed away and the 5 of us are in a home alone where we're
Yep,
together in our own rooms, running over to
right.
bingo or whatever we're gonna do, it's free game there. Like, we there's not a lot of pool there. So, like, best man win. Like, I think we establish that now so that we
Now,
say, nobody can be mad if one of us gets the one guy that lives there.
the one that's still going.
This is not a competition. This is, like, the end of the pool. There is no more. So,
We're just assuming we're all the ones that are gonna get them in too.
right. The other 500
Right?
women that live there don't have any,
They
they don't
have
care.
no pull.
Now, if that was the case and was 500 against the 5 of us and one of us was in the pool, we would all be very hypey women, be like, get him, get him. Like, we can do this. We can win because it would feel like a win for us and we would all get involved in that. So, anyways, who's more likely to get chosen and why? You, for sure. You're nicer than me, for sure. I'm like,
I
kiss
was gonna say
off.
neither.
I was gonna say, kiss off, kiss my ass. I don't give a shit. Bye. Like, you are so much more reasonable to be with. Like, you're kinder, you cook, you do things, you're nice. I'm like, leave me alone. Like, I'm out, period. So, from just a perception of niceness, Jackie's winning on that one for sure. So, and
Well,
what's the
thank you. I appreciate that. I try.
sure. And you can deal with that because I don't even want the responsibility of it, to be honest with you. It's not something that I would even want. So, what's the unwritten girl code you live by in these situations? Back down, for sure.
Like, yeah, back down.
Back off.
Yeah,
It's
just
not
think
worth
of your
it.
friendship first. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, crushes.
Maybe just get in your head and think about, gosh, if this goes this way, I could lose my friend. Is it really worth it? You know,
No, no,
go back
it's
and
not. And as we're gotten older, we're 55 now. Jackie and I will talk about that a lot, that we've had a lot of history of life between us. At 55, looking back, if you were in your 20s and something went that way, like I know these friends that had this happen or whatever, and looking back, like, they could have had that friendship for a long time had they not had a standoff on it and all those years they missed. And that's too bad because they were really good friends for a long time and were really close. And they have missed many years of it for one guy. And the other one went on to get married, has a wonderful, beautiful life as well. And this one's married to the guy that they got a tip about and they're happy. And all those years of that friendship that they could have still been friends and still hung out and still liked each other and been close to each other, all that got removed and they've, settled in different lives in different places and they don't ever talk to each other and they're never going to talk to each other, I don't think. I don't think there's a
yeah,
place for them to heal that. So it's not I don't think that's worth it. I think, had one just
it's
backed off.
definitely going because if we were, I think when the one was talking about it when we were in Vegas, um, I just kept looking at her going, "How many years has it been? You have, like, a lovely family, and why are you
Mhm.
still dwelling on this?"
Yeah.
So, if that person's still dwelling, it's never gonna get better, and I think that's sad if you're 50 something years old or I don't know how were we in our 50s or 40s?
We were in
Late
our
40s?
40s, but yeah, in the
Or
middle.
that trip?
Yeah.
But it was just I'm just looking at her going, "Really? Like, you haven't gotten over this? Like,
Yeah.
obviously you're not happy with what you have, so you weren't gonna be happy anyways." You
I think
know?
she is. I think she's a happy person in her life, but I think that it just irritates her that she didn't win or that I and it wouldn't even have been
Maybe
that
that's it.
would have it would have even been a relationship that would have been long term. It's just she feels slighted that she didn't get the opportunity to figure that out or not. I would
My
let
bet on that one is I'm gonna say she didn't win, so she's still pissed
Yeah, it could
with that
be.
her personality.
Yeah, it could be because, let the shit go, man. That is not worth it. So, anyways,
Mm-mm.
crushes fade, but friendships last. And so we always say protect your friendship. It's the most important. If this episode hit you in the feels or made you laugh way too hard, we consider that a win.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your ride or die.
And when you're ready to make your friendship official, book your bestimony at rhinestoneweddingchapel.com.
Because the best love stories don't always come with a ring.
We stick together, ride or die to the moon, and no amount of space could ever come between us two. The reuniting's like we never been apart, and every single time we're eye to eye and heart to heart. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed right next to me. I vow to make you laugh till you cry and talk about everything under the moon. The definition of a best friend is you. And we'll keep dancing through the rain, forever connected. Same page, we're writing our story every day. We'll keep on growing, ever changing. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed right next to me. I vow to make you laugh till you cry and talk about everything under the moon. The definition of a best friend is you. Trust, that's us, loyalty, you and me. Love, trust.